Hey, what's up? It's Tom O'Mahony here, and this is episode 51 of Buckshot Podcast. Today, we'll be going out today, Friday the 23rd. Is it 23rd? Fuck it. Do you care? Do you care? People are just looking to the next couple of weeks now for bank holidays and whatnot. Oh, lovely. Lovely. I didn't do anything for Lent. It just dawned on me yesterday when somebody mentioned, yeah, I'm off the booze for Lent. It's like, fuck, I totally forgot. It's an opportunity, like, at least we're there, brothers and sisters in arms, to actually fucking give something up. Tried giving up being a bollocks, but that's not working anyway. But you're all very welcome to the podcast. This week I'll be on my own. No guest this week as, it's just, it's been a week where it's all over the fucking shop. I've 3 lads lined up to fucking record with this week. Couldn't meet any of them. So I'll bang out this one myself. I still got to say hello to you, see how you're keeping, see if you're all right. Hold it together for the weekend that's coming up, or the weekend that's been, depending on what time you're listening to. You're all very welcome to this if this is your first time listening. Of course, subscribe. Click subscribe on whatever we're on, because you're listening to it on something. Whatever you're listening to it on, click subscribe. You can also listen directly through the old website, the tomomahony.com one. Just go to the podcast section. They're updated there all the time. Also, if you want to make contact with me at any stage, just hit me up with an old email. You can go through the website. Very easy to find, tomomahony.com. Or find me on Instagram, Twitter, Tom_O'Mahony, or Buckshot Pod. Follow that stuff. And if you have any kind of quibbles, because like I said in the past, as you may have listened to anybody who listens in, you know I don't Google shit. So if I say something that's completely fucking wrong, feel free to just go, Tom. Fair play, but you're totally fucking wrong. I appreciate the input. I don't care if I'm wrong. And I don't care if you... To be fair, the kind of people that listen to my podcast are the kind of people who couldn't be arsed Googling shit either. Who don't get too stressed about it. What I see. Mates of mine in podcasts, they get pulled up on stuff all the time. But then again, I suppose some of the other lads' stuff is factual. But not even. It's like, what? Relax, will you? Relax. It doesn't matter if shit is wrong. Fucking hell. Actually, I think you'll find... No. I think you'll find you can fuck sweetly off. It doesn't matter. Of course, we're on all sorts of other places too. I have like I said, I've been telling you about Patreon. Patreon, we're on the way to... Some people have been donating, which is fantastic. I haven't been mentioning it too much because it just didn't pop into my head. But Patreon, if you don't know what it is, essentially it's a system set up for artists where they can just plank themselves basically on it. I'm trying to get to what it is for artists essentially, so you can donate if you feel like it, if you feel it's something you want to throw a couple of quid to. Some people don't say why they want it. Making anything is going to cost money. You can't make anything for fucking nothing. That's the simple reality of it. But my goal is to get a better sound system and whatnot. Better camera work and all the rest, because at the minute I'm filming these podcasts on a GoPro, and it's grand, but it's only a GoPro, you know what I mean? It's not hectic, so I want to get better gear so that you can get better output out the other end. That's essentially where the Patreon thing is. So it's Patreon, patreon.com/Tom O'Mahony Buckshot. I put the link in the description too. Hey, if you want to sling $1, it'd be fucking class. It's all going directly towards buying better sound equipment. So this obviously sounds better for your ear holes and better footage, because what I'm doing is I'm going to cut out clips and stuff like that, and then I'm going to start, like, after this today, because I have an hour or two free. Immediately after this, I'm going to get in. I'm not any good at it, but I'm actually working my way around where I can actually turn out a clip now, at the very least, through video editing and all the rest of it. So I'll be banging them up on the Patreon page too, so you'll get to actually see the podcast, physically see it. For an out 5-10 minute clips, just funny bits that I'm pulling out of them. There's funny bits throughout all of them, but I'm just going to pull out little tasters for the minute out of each one. I'm going to do a bit from Damo's one. There's just so many bits through the fucking Damo one that was funny as hell. So people really like that one. People have been making contact saying they like Damo. How could you not? He's one of the soundest blokes you'll ever meet, and a funny fucker on top of that. He's not a soppy old bastard. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. That's kind of the housekeeping really out of the way, I think, yes. So like I said, go to the website. Tell me if you know anything about websites and the likes. Have an old gander at tomomahony.com, because I'm about 20% knowledgeable on how to work this thing now, because Gordon set me on the right track. Gordon Rochford from the Conspiracy Guys. So I kind of know how to update stuff. That's all the gigs. I know how to absolutely do that. So all the gigs are listed on it. But I want to add more stuff to it. Like we're going to have, for whoever is interested and a bit of crack, I'm going to be working through T Republic as well. They put logos on all sorts of things. So there is one there of an old logo from mine called the Bare Knuckle Comedy, which is a fun one done by Robbie Bonham, the cartoonist. I'm also going to start putting up some of the cool stuff. Like you can get it printed on anything that they have. Everything from tea cozies to t-shirts to hats to fucking phone covers. You can get the logo printed on anything. And it kicks a little towards me, kicks a little towards them, and everything will eventually, it all goes towards the podcast anyway, and getting better gear, because this stuff ain't fucking cheap. So I want to turn out decent stuff, because some people have, you know what I mean, I don't blame you if you switch off if it gets a little fuzzy. Like, I'm going to go back, if I get a chance, to sit down with Gordon again and do another one, because, let's be honest, two of us could talk for fucking hours, and that one was a little fuzzy, like, so we didn't expect it to be so echoey inside in that fucking place. So like that, yeah, I'll put a link up there just so you can have another look at it. Maybe think about it down the line. The logo, like, I won't put up any shite. It'll actually be stuff that it would look cool on a thing. Do you know what I mean? So don't worry. I won't be putting up anything. You go, what the fuck is that, Tom? It'll be actually cool shit from like the comedy world and whatnot that I've had done in the past. Because I have a poster done as well from which I think would be cool, maybe on a notebook or something. It was from a show 3 years ago, that I did a stand-up hour that I did in Edinburgh called Bring On The Apocalypse, and a very funny artist, Rob Steers, he did it for me. So I think I might stick that one up too. Why not? It's like, it's nice, it's cool art, like, you know what I mean? So why not? You stick it on some old fucking thing. Where was I? Moving swiftly along. I was in last Friday. I was down in Dungarvan. I was at a gig with John Calleary, and Oisin Hanlon was hosting. It was a smashing little spot. It was in a bar called the Shanachie in the Gaeltacht, for anywhere out, American or anybody else. It's an Irish, they only speak Irish. Well, I say that, but the guy that owns the pub is actually an English chap, and the guy behind the bar was an English chap, so it's primarily an Irish-speaking parts. There's 5 or 6 of them, I think, around the country of these Gaeltachts. But do you know what? The gig was great fun. There was a smashing audience that came, and he's a smashing function area onto the side of it that he's built on for a performance area, I should say. It's really, really nice setup. It was weird. The temperature obviously dropped outside, and it's one of those semi-permanent, it's canvas frame for all the world, a marquee bolted onto the building. Like, you wouldn't be taking this fucking thing down. It'd last you like 20 years, you know. Looked the part, nice and fucking warm, but the problem was it was nearly too warm inside, but the canvas roof, the temperature obviously dropped outside, so the roof just started crying on people. So your man starts mopping the ceiling during the performance. Like, don't mind me, this 20-foot mop that I have, I'm just going to start mopping the ceiling. What the fuck? People were just kind of okay. People were okay to just lean to the side as this guy was mopping over their heads. It was a new. I'd never seen anybody mop the ceiling of the fucking premises while I was actually performing. But it was, you know what? I went with it. It was all right. But I tell you what was weird though. I hope he's not listening to this podcast. But years ago, I don't know, in my past life, I was a civil engineer and I worked for an insurance loss adjusting firm. It's fucking horrific. Going out to basically fucking things that had happened. You know what I mean? Crashes into buildings, fucking fires in buildings, fucking exploding pipes and shit like that, and assessing the damage. And I went out. I definitely assessed that place. And I didn't want to ask, because I wasn't handling the claim. Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't negotiating money or anything. I was just evaluating how fucked up the building was. I think it might have been a bit of a fire. I don't know what's that, but he has kind of holiday homes outside. I can't remember which part of the building it was. But I definitely, now that was about 7 or 8 years ago, 9 years ago, probably 9 years ago, more. Yeah, it's probably 9 years ago. And I'm like, fuck, I hope he doesn't recognize me, because this will make it weird. Like, but he totally didn't. I didn't recognize him either. It was only the fact that, you know, it was the building when I pulled up to it. It was like, fuck. Because I don't know how it came out. I don't know if he got the money he was looking for, if his claim was sorted or what. Like, but it could have made a toots oaky moo there for a second. Jesus Christ. And that was the intricacies of comedy. You never know where you're going to end up. It's a longer fight. Dungarvan's a nice place. Sorry, did I mention that it was in Dungarvan? No, I fucking didn't. Which is in the sunny southeast of the country. Or is it south? Yeah, it is kind of southeast, isn't it? It's the Dungarvan as I described it, and nobody disagreed with me. It's like the Kinsale essentially of Waterford. It's just nice. They have nice places and nice restaurants and whatnot, and it's a nice place. Through the not that Waterford's all right. Waterford. I've come up with my estimation since making friends with Richie Hayes because he's 100%. But I met a couple of days. Do you know you can sometimes be influenced by a place just by who you've met from there? You go, that's probably how a lot of people get influenced by a place or whatever, and their opinions are formed on a place just by the dickhead that they meet one day. I knew a couple of pricks from fucking Waterford, and it never inspired me much down there. Even I have an uncle and aunt living down there, and they're sound, but fuck. But Richie's pulled it back out of the fire for me. I'm back okay with Waterford again. Where was I then? I was Monday night. I was in the Cherry. Pop the Cherry, which is fantastic. It's just always class. I was amazed they even had a crowd that night, because it was, to say that Monday night last week was quiet in around the city in Dublin would be an understatement. After, sure, I mean, the fucking carnage of the weekend, you know yourself, just the vacuum, people at home dying, wondering where their bank accounts have gone. But they actually got a little crowd in, and it was smashing. Got banged out like fucking a solid, I'd say 12 new minutes, fairly brand new minutes. And it actually was received quite well. And it's kind of a thing, because not just there that it got received quite well, it was the fact that it was received quite well by trendy looking, we'll call them kids, because I'm 36. These people were like 22. You know what I mean? You know, there was man buns and stuff in the audience. There was the trendy, and you're kind of going, am I just too rough around the edges for these people? But no, they went with it, possibly out of fear, I don't know, because and that's the thing, I was in the cellar, the Comedy Cellar with Davy Riley the following night. Tuesday, and like Davy himself and myself get on powerful. Davy's been on the podcast. We've gigged together a million times, and Davey himself would be quite of the trendy gang, you know what I mean? Like, in that he has a nose ring and stuff, or is it a lip ring? I can't remember. And he shaves his head in obscure ways and stuff like that, and it's like, and he listens to music and shit that he'd know about up to date fucking trendy fucking stuff, man. And a lot of the youngsters that were coming in, and I'm calling them youngsters because they were in their early 20s, like a lot of them that were coming in were that way inclined. So I'm like, fuck. As Davey has a huge following from his time doing what were they called? The facts videos. Irish people try fucking Belgian fucking, cock munching or whatever. It's a video channel on YouTube, and kids don't watch TV anymore, by the way. In case anybody's wondering, kids don't watch TV. They watch YouTube now. That's all they watch, and they love watching that shit. Fucking Irish guys try fucking. So he's a huge following with that. So of course the trendies were in. I'm like, fuck. Am I going over okay with these? Because they're the next generation of people. Like, and there's probably some of them listening right now. You know what I mean? And you're going, well, fucking hell. Will I go over okay with these folks? Turns out, yes. They're fucking happy as pigs in shit. Happy as pigs in shit. Where was I then? Last night I was supposed to be up. Oh, it's fucking... You see that? Bit of a family situation with the old grandmother. That's the reason why the grandmother from like episode way back, Granny and Granddad, she's not in a good way at the minute. She's not great. She's so we're kind of on standby. Like, so I couldn't really be risking going all the way. I was to be in Letterkenny last night, which is a fair old fucking drive. Like, that's a 3.5 hour drive, and a lot of it's country driving too. So it's a fair old drive to get up there, get back down. So I just couldn't risk it, because so if I was going to gig, I was going to gig somewhere close by. So I took the I popped out to Neil Delamere. I opened for him in Maynooth last night, which is a fucking sensational crowd. I know I keep saying this, like, but trust me, if you listen back to some of the episodes, I have talked about when I've had weird crowds doing weird shit happen, like, but they were just so up for it. It had been a postponed gig from last Sunday because of the fucking snow last Sunday, which I talked about, yeah. So it was a postponed gig from that. So it was like, he just sprung it on me. He's like, can you? And I was like, you know what? I could pop out there because it's an early show. I'm on stage for 8 o'clock, finish for half. You know what I mean? If I gotta rush down the country, it's not buying. It's not taking too much time out of me or whatever. So, but yeah, they were outrageously good. I was like, there was a weird kind of vibe of happiness before I even got to the stage, because it was like it was like they were getting to sneak behind something because it wasn't the right gig. You know what I mean? They were all there postponed, and if people have enough in them to go, right, I'm coming back the second time and make a second go, but they really want to be there, do you know, that kind of way. And that was the vibe you got with the second I walked out on stage. It was like, these fuckers, they have a couple of pints in and everything, like, and because even the show started a little late because they were all at the bar stuff. Like, and then even the break was a little long because they were all at the bar fucking guzzling pints. Like, it was great to see it, like, and the form was just good, you know what I mean? There was no, like, as I've gotten that sometimes when you open for like a big name act or whatever, people have not come to see you. You're the opener. You know what I mean? So you have a point to prove. And some comedians I know who they stay back, they stay in third gear. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, I don't want to take from the big. And Neil has even said to me, don't you even fucking dream of that shit. Go straight, go fucking hard as you can. Because don't worry about it. You know, he has plenty in the tank to fucking go above and beyond because they're his people. You know what I mean? So he was like, don't worry about going fucking too good at being too good. You know what I mean? Like, which is the right fucking way to be. Like, plus, there's a break after the fucking opener. People are buzzing. Then they've kind of forgotten about the opener, but they're still buzzing. Do you know, that kind of way? So it's kind of a win-win. And it's a lose-lose if you go the other way. If you're like, because I've had it said to me, like, here, take it down a few notches. You know, don't be going so fucking heavy. Like, what? I mean, if it was material, if you'd cross over material, hey, you're not doing anything about fucking North Korea, are you? Like, fair enough. Yeah, it's your show. I won't do any of the North Korea stuff because you're doing some. That's absolutely fair enough. But telling somebody to go, hey, don't be so good tonight, will you? Because, you know, it'll make me look bad. What the fuck? You're supposed to be the draw. What the fuck am I? If, you know. But that's a whole nother fucking conversation to be getting into another time with that's a slight inside track to the world of stand-up comedy. The fucking snow, fuck me. Like, fuck off. I've had enough of fucking snow. I know there's people listening in other countries right now are going, Tom, we get fucking 5 months of fucking snow every year. Fuck off yourself. I know, we got a weekend or two. Fair enough. But we're not equipped for it. We're not. Whole fucking place grinding to a fucking halt over the weekend again. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Who gets some fucking diggers out and fucking just scrape the fucking roads at the very least? Actually, I saw a thing today. Ingenious for your driveway. If you have a longish drive, I suppose, it's perfect. Although in saying that, I mean, if you have a fucking, you know, if you don't want a snow shovel to your yoke, they're actually under tarmac heating. How good is that? Just like underfloor heating. Like, they just strips that, they just put a slight, so essentially they're like the little lines on the back window of cars. They just run them down underneath the tarmac over it, the asphalt, as American folks would say, the asphalt back over it. It's heavy duty stuff. You wire it to the house, and lo and behold, you're off to the races. But I actually thought about, would you really have to wire, like, could you not just, you know, I mean, would it cost a fucking fortune, I wonder, like, would it? Do you know, maybe, although, yeah, I mean, could a solar do it? Or could you just have it piped, you know what I mean? Just have it piped and just run a couple of fucking, about a half an hour's worth of warm water down through those pipes. Would it warm the tarmac enough, you know what I mean, to keep the fucking snow off? Have a gander at them anyway. They're fucking class looking. It is the business, I will say. Like, it would be schnazzy, like, to not have to bother your whole gut. Although, then again, it's kind of therapeutic out snow shoveling when you have the right kind of shovel, like. Jesus Christ, what am I getting into, people? What am I fucking talking about here? Rambling about fucking snow. But yeah, I've had enough. Apparently there's fucking more coming. Not this weekend, Easter weekend. Fuck off, will you? Jesus Christ. I don't know, can I fucking deal? Can I deal with it? Fuck. It's fucking just, I don't know. If we were, this is the thing, I have no problem with cold, I have no problem with anything, but if we were fucking geared for it, you'd say something, but we're not geared at all. Christ and Christ above. So yeah, where am I this week? Oh yeah, well, I'm down the country this weekend, but I'll be gigging, is it Sunday? I'm gigging tonight. Fuck, I'm in Balbriggan tonight. Yeah, I'm in Balbriggan tonight with Eric Lawler and Pat Sir Murray. It's for charity. Um, yeah, it is. It's for charity. It's the Bracken Court Hotel I'm in tonight. So if anybody's out that neck of the woods, pop out. I think it's sold very, very well. I don't know if there's many tickets by the sounds of things, but get on it if you fancy coming to it. It'll be good. I mean, Pat Sir and Eric are class. I've had Eric on a couple of episodes back, so it'll be a fucking tasty gig. Not least because Tom will be there. What? Fucking hell. So how did your St. Patrick's Day go? I didn't go straight into it because I don't know how people celebrate it. I suppose people probably celebrate it more when they're abroad, that kind of way, because I get nostalgia and all the rest of it. But from what I could see when I was in town on Friday, was it Thursday or Friday last week with Damo, there was just tons of people from other countries buying all this. Fuck it. I did kind of make me laugh. It was, I walked by this like souvenir shop, or it was like a pound shop or euro shop, and it was just all these Asian people were buying like fucking things with the Irish tricolour on it, like fucking feathered boas, hats, and everything. I was like, that's nice. But the irony of it is that we'll say they're Chinese. I don't know, but almost all of that stuff they're buying comes from fucking China. Do you think what are the chances, you know what I mean, of you going to China, joining in with the celebrations of something very Chinese, and all the paraphernalia that you buy just happens to be made in fucking Cork? It's never going to happen. It's never going. They're probably used to it too, though. If you're from China, even if you're in another country, you go, yeah, we make that shit. Yeah, oh yeah, we make that too. We fucking make that too. I didn't do my whole pile. I went for a couple of pints because I had the Saturday off. I went for a couple of pints. Didn't go near the city because it's just a fucking minefield. Like, it's tourists, it's foreign nationals who love to fucking party. It's young fucking idiots in around town, and it's just a fucking mess. Like, you can't get a drink. It's just, it's for whoever. You should do yourself just to see it once, the parade and whatnot, and hang out in Dublin. I mean, it's normally fucking cold as shit. Like, so you stay indoors. Like, you may as well stay indoors in a cozy pub. So we went to a cozy pub near where we're living and watched the rugby match. The fantastic Grand Slam being won by Ireland. It was worryingly easy by the looks of things. I won't like that. It isn't a sports podcast, but I was watching it. But you know what I mean? It's fine to go for, like, I think I might have mentioned this before about being at matches and stuff like that. And I don't mind anybody who doesn't know what they're watching. And I know rugby's only become popular in recent times, and I'm no fucking rugby snob, like, or whatever, but fuck me. When you're down the pub and it's like, and almost nobody around you, like the talking that was going on, it was like, shut the fuck up. What are you here for? And they're standing in your way like they're watching the match, and you get these three guys and they're just talking about, like, I mean, yeah. I mean, if she's going to behave like that, you totally have to give her the fucking elbow, mate. I say, lads, fuck off. Just fuck off down the other end of the pub where I don't have to fucking look at the back of your three thick cunting fucking heads. Being like, there was a lot of that fucking chatter going on. And it's probably me being the grumpy old man too. I mean, there's a lot to be said for a couple of cans sitting in watching home. Like, I do love the pub, but there's times where you're going, but I have to put up with these fuckos. Especially given the, you know what I mean? It's the fucking Grand Slam of the Six Nations, and we're playing England on St. Patrick's Day, and you three cunts want to stand right in front of me and talk about fucking relationship issues. Like, who? First off, what kind of fucking blokes do that? Clearly fucking people who are influenced by fucking reality TV, because that's all they talk about in reality TV. If anybody's never watched reality TV, that's all they fucking talk about. Relationship issues. Every time they cut back to, like a talking head of somebody from a situation that they've just filmed, it'll be just about relationship issues. It'll never be anything else until you go to Honey Boo Boo, and then that'll probably end up with fucking relationship issues. Fucking shit. I did see, because in the evening times on the news, they show, probably the following day, like on Saturday or on Sunday evening or whatever, they will show all the parades from around the country. And they showed, I don't know where it was, maybe somebody can fill me in. This is something I might want to know, is where they did, I think I talked about it a couple of weeks ago during the last snow. There was a highly documented assault on a Lidl superstore in City West, in West Dublin, near Tala, where they looted it, they smashed the windows, looted the fucking thing, and then decided to rob an excavator and pull the fucking building down. It was, and then on one of the parades in some small local town somewhere around the country, they mimicked the entire fucking fiasco. Lads in balaclavas, and they had the float that it was just a trailer with like Lidl written down the side of it, and they had like a mini digger. Oh my god, it was so fucking funny. But of course, like, you know, every fucking second newspaper article like, it's tasteless. It's like, no, it's funny as fuck. It is tasteless, but it's done funny as fuck. Like, it's not like these guys were actually fucking robbing a place. You know, they were just making a fucking float. Then it looks so good. Oh, it was impressive. And the thing is, it wasn't just shite. They put effort into making like the little building and the little digger, the whole lot. Like, it was just so good. I mean, even on top of that, fuck it, the weekend just gone, or just earlier in the week, I don't know, these guys must be inspiring people or something, because earlier in the week, somebody took a JCB teleporter, which is the thing with the forks on the front for like lifting pallets and an extendable arm. They drove it into the side of a McDonald's to try and lift the safe out of this through the wall. I don't know, this is on the outskirts of Limerick somewhere. I don't know how successful they were. I mean, the photograph was of the teleporter still stuck in the wall, so I'm guessing they gave up. I mean, lads, do you think McDonald's are building their fucking safes and leaving them on the outside wall, on the external wall? I mean, fucking hell. Even, what do you think you're doing? How far do you think you're going to get with it? Like, have you watched Ocean's 11, like, and you think, oh, I've got a friend who's amazing at cracking cases, but I'm going to have to fucking convince him to come on board because he's living in Costa Rica at the minute, like, you know, and I'm going to tell him it's one last job and it's a McDonald's on the outside of fucking Limerick. What the fuck? He gets to see the safe. He's like, nobody breaks the fucking Triton 1000. It's like, but one man can do it. No, lads, no. You're not going to. What the actual fuck, like? Fucking hell. It's a sad, it's a pretty fucking sad state of affairs. In the Good Free Day. So speaking of Lent and everything, did anybody give anything up? Genuinely, tell me if you give anything up, because I kind of feel bad. I know that isn't Catholic guilt that people fucking talk about. I don't think, like, I saw Dylan Moran on the other night, like, he was on, I'm a fucking big fan of Dylan Moran, and he was talking about pandering to the fucking whole American thing, which you have to do, you're trying to sell tickets, but he was on Conan and he's going, we deal in guilt really well in Ireland. Who the fuck is guilty in Ireland these days? What the fuck are you talking about? Plus, Dylan, you haven't lived here in fucking decades anyway, but at the same time, like, guilt? I don't know where this whole... I think it's just a buzz phrase that people use. Oh, Catholic guilt, Irish guilt. Trust me, there is no fucking guilt here. Nobody feels guilty about anything. We may mind our fucking... We may not be as... I suppose as fucking... I'm looking for a phrase better than carefree. But maybe throwaway of certain things. You know what I mean? Principle-wise. Because having a small population, it's like having a family. You're going to conduct your shit in some sort of order because there's a smaller population of us, and there is kind of an element of, oh, they're watching. You know what I mean? We can't compare ourselves to the UK. It's 90 million people in the UK. It's fucking not even 5 here. Do you know what I mean? So you can't compare yourself in that way. Like, so rather than actually guilt, it's just that people fucking conduct themselves a bit better, because a bit better. I don't know, is it better? But people kind of conduct themselves with a bit stricter of guidelines. They do. They just do, because there's the fear of you're going to know somebody who sees. That's why there's no porn industry here. You know what I mean? That's why there's very few, I'm assuming, strippers, Irish strippers and whatnot. There's very few people doing kind of what would be notably shameful kind of things, because there's no hiding in Ireland. Somebody's going to fucking know you. Somebody's going to know your mother. Do you know what I mean? There's no hiding. Like, fucking Manchester is nearly 5 million people, like. fuck me, the entire island doesn't have, entire country doesn't have that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know why I went off on one there, but where the fuck was I going with that? Yeah. But anyway, Good Friday is next week, a historic day in the history of Ireland. Pubs are open. The vintners finally got their way. People were screaming for this like it was some sort of fucking God-given right down through the years. I don't know where the big excitement was. 363 other days of the year that that the pubs are open. You'd have been okay, like. So I don't know what pubs are doing around the place, but I'd forgotten about it. And I was in Whelan's the other night at the Pop the Cherry, and it was Dwayne Dugan who runs Pop the Cherry was saying it, like, you know, he says that they're running a party, or they're having some sort of party in Whelan's. But I was saying, do you know what? Cover all bases. Whelan's being so big and having so many different kind of rooms and levels to it, they should probably have mass. Get people in the door early. Have mass at 11:30 in the property, and then have like a couple of pints. People have pints, and then have a big carvery dinner laid on for about 1:30, I reckon, 1:30, 2:00, and then have fucking like sing songs and stuff like that. Pay no band, fuck that. Okay, pay a couple of musicians, and just have diddly daddly sing songs the whole fucking day long. What do you think about that now? That'd be a great day out, wouldn't it? You get a bit of mass in, so the mammy's happy, and then you're off to the fucking races. You don't even have to come off the property. You don't even have to leave the premises, and you're getting it all in on one Good Fridays. Does anybody give a fuck that the pubs are open on Good Friday? If you see, here's the thing: if the pubs are open Good Friday, you can be guaranteed most of the businesses are thinking, that's grand, we'll stay open too. So, which means most people are going to be fucking working anyway. I would not be surprised if Good Friday was a complete flop when it came to the pubs, middle of the day wise. Because if I was an employer, I'd go, oh, right, they're staying open. Well, I'm staying fucking open. So if I was selling a product, grand job. But a lot of places do anyway. They don't fucking care, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, this Easter weekend, gobbling lots of fucking chocolates. That's when they're saying the snow is coming back again. For fuck's sake. You fucking bollockses. The fucking snow again. I can't fucking be dealing with it. I don't know if it's gonna... I don't know. I'm not doing any kind of... I'm not doing any kind of fucking... whatchamacallit that day. I'm gigging. I think I'm in Chaplin's that weekend. And then I'm down in... where the fuck am I? I'm down in Abbey Leaks. Of all places, I have never gigged in Abbey Leaks, and it's going to be a cracker of a gig. It's for Mark Doheny, good old comedy mate from the Midlands. It's going to be in Abbey Leaks, which, yeah, it's like halfway down. Like, I think it's like exit 15 off the M7 heading south out of Dublin. I'm guessing people won't drive all the way there, but it's going to be a cracker. It's myself, Pat McDonald, past guest of the podcast, from Father Ted, and Totally Wired, the boyos, the two fucking brilliant musical duo, the two lads who I'm going to have on the podcast, because the lads are good crack, like, so they're good mates, you know, that kind of way, so it'll be a good old podcast. I'm going to have them on someday, so that's where I am next weekend. So yeah, no major driving. While I have you there, let's talk about the podcast sponsor. So far, I know this sounds swanky as fuck having a podcast. This is GoFerrariDriving.ie. Driving experiences. Never before has driving been this much fun. Jeez, I can't even read. Discover the pure joy of driving a Ferrari on Irish roads. Get behind the wheel of a Ferrari 360 for 20 or 45 minutes and experience the thrill of acceleration and pure horsepower as you drive it on the roads of Ireland's motorways. Go Ferrari Driving is expanding more and more across Ireland. We now offer 3 locations: Dublin, Cork and Galway. As passionate Ferrari driving enthusiasts, it's our aim to share the excitement Ferrari driving gives. Jeez. With as many people as possible. We have our own fleet of Ferraris, all carefully maintained and performance tuned. Now, I know there's another bit. Oh yeah, flip over. I can't even fucking read. So they also have Ferrari. So this is GoFerrariDriving.ie. They also have a new section, which they've recently introduced this year. Is Ferrari 360 F1 passenger ride along. This is the perfect experience for any supercar fans that don't yet have a driving license. They will climb into the passenger seat of a Ferrari 360 and be taken for an exhilarating drive. They will also have the opportunity to have pictures taken with the Ferrari. all this at goferraridriving.ie. Use the promo code exclusive to this podcast, FB10. That's 10, the actual number 10. So it's FB10 Super. All in one word at checkout for an exclusive €10 discount. Can be used as many times as you like. Right, that's that. That's actually, that's goferraridriving.ie. They're all over the country. As I just said, use that promo code. It knocks a chunk of money off it. It's a class. If you have any notions of getting birthday presents, you'll see these things. They pop up on some of the deal sites and all the rest of it. These are the guys. They have a fleet of Ferraris, and basically they let people drive. They let people drive them. I fill in with the guys every so often. I've known them for a few years. They're fantastic. It's originally from another company who actually are just all experiences from hot air balloons. These guys have been at it forever. There is nothing. If you have enough money with these guys, you can be James Bond for a weekend. But for now, it's goferraridriving.ie and use the promo code FB10Super if you're purchasing, and use it at the checkout. Good on you. Right, back to the podcast. So I'm getting the old hankering. We're looking for a place at the minute. You see, we're just renting short term here in Dublin, but we're looking for a place out kind of more south side. Was actually probably actually southern end of Dublin, just for ourselves work really. But we're so you have the fucking barbecue fucking packed up. I have it packed in storage at the minute, and I'm getting the hankerings. Richie Hayes, podcast guest, Panto buddy. He's in Florida at the moment, the motherfucker. He's after moving to Florida with the family. As you may have heard if you listened to the Richie episode. Oh, sweet suffering Jesus. He was fucking Snapchatting, sending me Snapchats the other evening, just asking what type of one to go for, and I was just telling him the options and the better fucking ones to go for. And I started getting me fucking thinking, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I gotta bust a fucking barbecue out of a load of ideas and stuff and things like that, and I want to film a couple of funny ones for you too, like, but I just, I'm after coming up with a couple of ideas of things I want to make. And it's just, the lips are fucking clattering now at the minute. Getting back on the old charcoals to smell like a fucking gypsy's armpit for an afternoon while drinking beer. There's nothing fucking nicer than it. The next thing he turns around, he fucking snaps me yesterday. He was like looking for one of those pellet smokers, and they're a ferocious price over here. And you'd be wasting your time here anyway, because trying to get the fucking right like the pellets, like applewood pellets and beechwood pellets and oak pellets and stuff like that, you'd be heartbroken from doing it, like, you know what I mean? It'd kill you trying to get the right. But you'd be looking down the barrel of about 700 or 800 quid here. Cute little hooer over and fucking whatchamacallit, snap him away, and the cheapest ones he could find was still $500, like. So didn't he fucking look on, like, for a fucking Florida Done Deal or fucking Craigslist or whatever, fell a brand new one, booklet and all with it, guaranteed a whole lot with it, never used it a single second of it. Bollocks. He gets it for 120 quid. Class looking fucking barbecue with a little smoker fucking thing on the side of it. Never. He got all the bells and whistles. He's going to make a fine job of it. But in fairness, but just even pissed me off more, he sends me like a snap story of him going into one of the Bass Pro shops. Bass Pro are like the biggest fucking hunting and outdoors fucking. I was just licking my lips when the fucker was walking in there. But fair play to him as a thank you for all the barbecue advice. Not that I mean fucking advice. He bought me a nice fucking hat and he sent it back with his mother. Mammy Hayes is over visiting at the minute. He's sending it back with Mammy Hayes. But it just got my fucking, oh Jesus lads, I'm looking at fucking things there now. I want to do like, I won't tell you, like, I have some fucking tomahawk steaks and every fucking thing. Like, the old man is after lining me up for a couple of these unbelievable looking fucking tomahawk steaks off a couple of cattle that he knew them prior. They'd no convictions or anything. But I'm fucking getting it. But I tell you once more, what inspired me. And I put this thing up on Facebook earlier in the fucking week. It was like Tuesday or Wednesday night, I can't remember. But it was like, you motherfuckers. I was there. I'd heard of him before, but we're out Dundrum way, and we went to this Five Guys. Now, they're an American brand, a fucking diner or whatever, and keeping it simple. Oh, you cheeky cunts. I tell you one thing, people will believe anything, like. They'll fucking believe anything when the marketing is right. I've said this for years on stage. You'll market anything right and you'll sell it to people and they'll take it on like a fucking religion. And that's what happens when a country is devoid of religion, is people just take on other things like they're fucking diehards for it. Fucking shit. What a pile of shit. This fucking a tenner for a burger that you have to queue up for, like you're in a chipper. You have to queue up for it and then go back up with it, and you get it in a bag. You get in a fucking bag, like, rather not even a tray. McDonald's will give you a fucking tray. They give it to you in a fucking bag. Some fucking spotty teenager fucks it over the counter at you. You fill your own fucking drink. The chips are fucking ludicrous. Heaven forbid you don't have a fucking allergy to fucking chips. They're ludicrously salted. But I will give them, they were, like, the chips were nice enough. Like, that wasn't the issue. It was the tenner burger. €10 for a fucking burger that tasted of nothing. I got the cheeseburger, right? The bun, fuck me. It's sort of bun. You know the buns, like, when you're caught for buns and you're like, fuck, we've no buns. And you leg it around to the local shop rather than actually going to the supermarket where they have a good range of different buns where you can actually get some nice fucking ones. But you're stuck and you go in and it's like the fucking, O'Brien's buns, you know, like, and they're squished and mashed. That's what this shit was like, wrapped up in a bit of fucking tinfoil. Sweating inside on itself, like, getting all fucking soggy and wet. The patties tasted of nothing. It's chuck they use, which is essentially shite. It's stewing meat. That's what it fucking is. And you see when they... So this is the thing, like, if you can throw out a couple of, actual labels for what you're... Don't worry, guys. Hey, guys, this is chuck meat. I was like, yeah, and I know what that is. And I got challenged on fucking whatchamacallit. Like, a mate of mine, Annabelle, she was challenging me on it. She'd clearly done a bit of reading up on it. But what Annabelle forgot was that our family has been in the beef industry for, like, as long as I've been born. We've been involved with beef. But it was like, oh, you fuckers. And then they really tipped me over the edges. When you get a cheeseburger, right? And you get a cheese and it's not cheese. They put on easy singles. To anybody outside Ireland who doesn't know what easy singles, there's those processed yolks where you peel the little fucking... They come individual slices with their own little fucking plastic envelope around them. That's not cheese. What that is, that's rennet. That's the stuff... Well, it's not rennet, but... It's the stuff they skim off the top of the cheese vat. And years ago, they were just fucking it out. Or they were spreading it on fertilizer. Or fucking giving it back to calves and stuff like that. Or putting it into dog food. And then somebody went, hey, what if we just let that dry out itself, pressed it, and put it in its own little plastic envelopes? Would you reckon we could sell it as cheese? Because technically it's kind of cheese. And somebody went, yeah, well, let's fucking do it. So that's what that shit is. And the argument that was being put to me by my buddy Annabelle was like, no, well, it's got to be that kind of cheese because, they steam melt it. No, it fucking doesn't, because this wasn't melted. It was just sitting on it cold. And it doesn't have to be, because you go to a place like, even Gourmet Burger, they can use fucking Jack Cheddar. And they'll still get it to fucking melt perfectly fine. You go to some place like the Aussie Barbecue in just off Camden Street, which, by the way, in my opinion, has one of the best burgers in Dublin. I'm sure there's other ones, but... Look, I'm not being a fucking snob about this, but there's one of the handful of things I know a lot about in life, and fucking beef is one of them. Fuck right off if you're using chuck. You know what I mean? If you're using chuck, fair enough, but do not charge me a tenner for it, because I can tell you one thing, it is no better than your man charging me £3 for a burger in the Roma Cafe, where they're made at a century. Because you made it yourself, and maybe you ground it yourself, I don't know. But I can guarantee you it's not made on the site there. I can guarantee you they're not cutting up the beef, fucking processing it there through a mincer and fucking making their own patties in Dundrum in some fucking industrial unit. I guarantee you they're fucking not. It just fucking vexed me. And to be fair, a ton of people jumped on board and went, yeah, totally agree with you. It's horse shit. It's absolute fucking horse shit. So that's my fucking gripe with fucking Five Guys. It's, don't charge me a fucking tenner for something that I know for a fact didn't cost you 70 cents to make. Fuck off. I know it didn't. It just didn't. Like, they have 2 4-ounce patties, which makes, half ounce or a half pounder or whatever. But do I know that they're 4 ounces? I don't know that they're 4 ounces. They might be fucking 3. But they looked apart, right? They looked like they might be a half pounder. But you're filling that out, like, you know what I mean? You're filling that out with just fucking chuck meat. Which is, it's called chuck for, no, it's not chuck for a reason, but it's chuck. It ain't fucking great, like, you know what I mean? You may as well, if you want to use cheap taste, just fucking put shin. But there isn't, you see, the problem is there isn't enough shin. There's enough meat on shin to make enough fucking burgers and all the rest of it, but my issue is the price. Versus, I don't mind It wasn't a bad burger. It tasted all right. That's all. Fucking all right. Heavily salted too, like, to try and fucking drag a bit of fucking flavour out of it, like, but nah, lads. Nah. You're not fucking bluffing me, you cunts. You're not fucking bluffing me. I've no problem bigging up a place if it's fucking shit hot, like. But I think, like, the standard, especially in Ireland, it doesn't have to be poor. With the fucking cows all around us. In fact, the country is mostly one big farm, for a bar handful of fucking cities and towns. Agriculture is our third biggest fucking draw to the coffers here in Ireland. We should not be having substandard fucking shit. Not a burger for like, that's a whole meal in some places. Do you know what I mean? And this place is, it's, you know what I mean? It's selling itself as a kind of a fast fucking pop in diner, kind of pop back out again, because they're giving it to you in a fucking bag. There's no option to have it on a tray, like, so they don't. So it's just fuck back out the door, like, you know. That's what they want you to do. Like, giving this is the overall summation of this, and I've shut the fuck up on Five Guys fucking burgers. Also, if anybody wants to debate me on it, no fucking bother, go for it. It might be your bag, but I can't see anybody justifying that burger for a tenner. I know it costs under €1. I fucking know it did. On a bulk buy of buns, you didn't even cook the fucking onions, so you're putting no money or energy into the onions. The cheese is fucking easy single shit, which I guarantee you're buying them for quite literally, you're buying them by the ton for probably under fucking €200. And your burgers are not costing chuck meat that much. We'll say 8 ounces of chuck meat. But you know what? That's something I'm just going to fucking Google to see what the value. I don't know if we have a valuation thing that we're going to find on Google here. Let's see, chuck meat. Fuck, I hate doing this because it's like fucking. Let's just see chuck meat prices. Yeah, chuck meat price. Let's see what comes up. Anyway, at the very least, it probably won't tell me. I'm not going to search much more. Buy meat online. James Whelan butchers. Oh, James Whelan. No, James Whelan is the fucking. He's the. Oh wait, I saw something there with numbers. Beef. Online shopping. Let's see, that's Super Value. Right, Super Value, who would be even at the higher end of fucking stuff. Let's see. Let's fucking see. Let's see. Well, even Super Value are, and this is them making a fucking profit, burgers made and all. They are 7-pack of quarter pounders for €5. So what's that? That's 3.5 half pounders. 3.5 half pounders. Fuck, 3.5. What the fuck is that? I can't even fucking work that out. 3.5 half pounders. So that's just over €1 from Super Value at a profit. And I don't know if they're using chuck meat or what the fuck they're using, right? But that's just over €1 from a supermarket to sell you one of them. Fuck off, because they're making, I guarantee you, they're making, plus tax and all the rest of it, they're making fucking 150% profit. You have to be. Fucking have to be. So that whole burger, we'll say it even costs €1.50. And that is fucking going strong. That's strong. It can only be to pay the fucking 12 staff that I saw wandering around fucking polishing fucking tables, like. And it was just vexing me sitting in there because they had all these fucking like posters up all over the wall, like they were all like fucking reviews from different magazines from around the world, like, and even Love in Dublin was up there, like perfection does exist and it's at Five Guys. Fuck off, will you? You clearly haven't a fucking clue. Like, just here, Love in Dublin. You want to know the God's honest truth? Send me around. Come to contact the podcast. Send me around to fucking evaluate whatever you want. Barbecue wise and all the rest of it. Let's say I'm no expert. Well, just send me around to any place you need to see the beef being fucking checked. I'll fucking check it for you. Right? That's me fucking done. Jesus Christ, Tom. Anyway, update on the dog. People actually messaged about the dog. The dog is 110%. Brought her into the fucking vets yesterday to have the stitches checked. Turns out they're fucking healing faster than usual. She's fucking delighted. Took the dog for a bit of a hike this morning. Up the fucking hills. She spotted a squirrel. Fucking thought she'd get the squirrel. Fair play. She went, I tell you, she got about 6 foot up the tree. She ran full bore at it and fucking scraped up along the tree. Of course, the squirrel was so relaxed as it toddled up the tree. it could have fucking rolled a cigarette halfway up the fucking thing. Like, you're just looking back at the dog like, relax, you fucking idiot, you. Yeah, so 110. It was fun actually. I was inside the vets yesterday. And by the way, use ARC vets in Dún Laoghaire. These are the quintessential fucking animal fucking lovers. I've been in there twice already and they haven't fucking charged me. They were like, nah, don't worry about it because it's just a check. When we charge you for when we actually do something. That was not the fucking case with the other place. The other place is like, sorry, I just clapped eyes with your dog there. Sorry, that's €60. I didn't mean to look directly at your dog, but I did, and that means €60, please. It was phenomenal. Like, and of course they have you over a barrel because you're not going to go, no, because you're not going to let the fucking animal die or whatever. So it's like, oh, you fucking. But the dog is 110% flying it. There's blokes in at the minute trimming the trees at the back in the backyard, and she's having a fucking time of her life, lipping around outside with them. They seem happy enough to have her out there, so fuck it, let her off. Oh, very exciting news, but just popped into my head. Friend of the podcast, we're going to have him back on. He's one of the first podcast guests, Gary Spike O'Sullivan. He destroyed your man Douglas, the Canadian, a couple of months back. He fucking just absolutely destroyed him. And I actually I was just looking at his Instagram this morning, and like Dana White of UFC fame is liking all of fucking what's his name, Spike's fucking. I know he's a big boxing fan or whatever, but he's liking all of fucking Spike's posts on Instagram. So it's just interesting to see that Dana White is a fucking fan of Spike, which is it's hard not to be. But the fact that he knows about him and stuff, but he's after landing. It would seem, I don't know, his pen to paper happened, but it's an agreement has happened that he will be fighting. For anybody who knows anything about boxing, they will all know who Canelo Alvarez is. Canelo Alvarez is about to fight on March 4th. Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. What a name, Gennady Golovkin. Triple G, one of the most phenomenal boxers in the fucking world. He will be fighting him for the title too. So Spike wants Canelo to win that fight, so he brings some fucking titles with him when he goes to fight him. So it's looking like it'll be later on in the year. I'm going to sit down with him in the next few weeks, and we'll have a powwow about it. We'll do another podcast episode. But I'm talk about a fella who deserves it. Like, there's fellas when you get to a certain point, you're going, you know what I mean? Is he a fucking journeyman? Like, is he just one of these fellas? But when you're knocking people out, like, you're going, how can he be considered a fucking journeyman? He's like, his fights don't make it to the third fucking round. He's just busting people, like. So I mean, but still, it's not a case of boxing is a weird fucked up world. It's not a case of who fucking, he who's fucking hangs around long enough will get, he who, what is the fucking phrase? Good comes to those who wait and shit. It isn't like that in boxing. When a fella who's popular wins the title, they just feed him fucking journeyman. That's all they do, is they just feed him lads who will get knocked out. That's essentially it, to keep him on top for as long as, in fairness, unlike the UFC, where in the UFC they try and have the best against the best all the time to make the best fights. Like, that seems to be the way of it. So sometimes it's a case of fucking, it's very political, the boxing world. But Spike definitely deserves this. He's been fucking knocking people out forever. He's only been stopped twice, and that was with fucking burst eardrums. Burst his eardrum against Chris Eubank Jr. and I think he conjunctivitis. I think fighting the fight, but I think it was a smashed eardrum against Billy Joe Saunders as well. Both champions. So there's out of like 30 odd fights. But he's probably had more knockouts than all of them. Because just when he's on form, those body punches, oh my god, they're sickening. Those head punches, like, Jesus Christ. Just look at any show reel of Gary Spike O'Sullivan. Just Jesus Christ. And it's hard to believe that all that's coming out of such a lovely, lovely fella. Like, it's just such a mind boggler. It's fucking smacks. Oh my god. Fucking horrific stuff. So we're nearly at the hour mark, lads. So I won't keep any more of your time. I've done my ranting, I've done my raving and all the rest of it. Keep you updated on the dog. Like I said, follow me on any of the whatchamacallits. Follow me on any of the Instagram is Tom O'Mahony Comedy. Twitter is the same. Facebook is the same. Chatty Snaps, if you want to follow me on that. It's Tom Bear O'Mahony, I think. I don't know. It took an old email and just made the name up for me, and it won't allow me to change it. Does anybody also know, because I've gotten over 2,000 followers on Twitter, I want to get the blue tick. Have the blue ticks been ruled out? Were they worried about people being too fucking... I want to get a blue tick. Not because I want to feel special with a blue tick. Not that anybody's going to be trying to formulate any fucking fake Tom O'Mahony accounts. But why not? Why can't I have a blue tick? I think it constitutes that I have a website now and with my name. So like that, check out anything and tell me, give me some feedback on the Patreon page. So it's Patreon, patreon.com/Tom O'Mahony Buckshot. And of course, or just go straight to Tom O'Mahony.com. Because you see, I just put up a clip from the Aidan O'Mahony episode. I'm going to put up a couple of demo ones, hopefully next week as well. It's just for people that are fucking, just to give you a little something back, a little taster for you. And if you would like to sling $1, it'd be fucking amazing. Want to sling more? It'd be fucking awesome. I'll give you a shout out here on the podcast, of course. And like I said, there'll be the stuff coming from T Republic with some cool designs and all the rest of it. I will have a guest next week because, please God, we'll be back on. You know what I mean? I've teed up a couple of people that'll just have to have a guest next week. I don't know if you'll be that interested in listening to Tom fucking ranting for another solid hour. It's probably good for my health more than anything. Other than saying that, I get to do it on stage. Anyway, like I said, if anybody's around this evening, I'm in the Bracken Court in Bracken Court in Balbriggan. You'll see me. What the fuck date is? Yeah, listen, I'll be talking to you next week before next week's gigs, but I'm in Chaplin's both nights, and then I'll be in the Manor Hotel in Abbey Leaks April 1st. But like I said, I'll be talking to you before then, gang, so don't stress too much about it. Anyway, you go out there and you mind yourself. Have a smashing week. And I'll chat to you soon.